So Apple's September 9th event is happening in just a couple of days, and we've heard about the new iPhone rumors, we've even heard about a new Apple TV, but there's something else that we haven't heard a lot about. That something is the iPad Pro. The evolution of the iPad is super interesting because first people wanted a larger iPhone, which is why people wanted tablets in the first place. Then people wanted a smaller iPad, which is where the iPad mini came into play. And now with the I almost said iPad Air Pro. Now with the iPad Pro, people want a larger iPad, I guess. The iPad Pro is rumored to have a 12.9-inch screen, which is, if you can't tell already, absolutely huge. Here's my MacBook Pro here, and it's got a 13.3-inch display. Subtract 0.4 inches from this, so maybe right about there, and this is going to be roughly the size of the iPad Pro. A 12.9-inch screen on an iOS device would look kinda crazy, although some sources have said that the iPad Pro literally just looks like a larger iPad. We can also expect the iPad Pro to contain that new technology called Force Touch, or maybe as recent rumors indicate, 3D Touch. Basically, this technology is currently found in the new MacBooks and the new Apple Watch. It's when you press harder on the screen, you're going to be able to see or do things that you wouldn't normally be able to do with a normal tap. So, for example, on the Apple Watch, if we're on the watch face screen and we want to switch watch faces, just doing a normal tap isn't going to change anything. But if we do a harder press or a force touch on the screen, we can swipe left and right now and reveal a whole new set of options that wasn't present on screen when we did a normal tap. A lot of people have mixed feelings about Force Touch or 3D Touch. They don't get it. Why couldn't I just do a tap and reveal that set of options in a different way? I don't know. At least for me, I do think that Force Touch is a super cool technology. I love interacting with it on my iPad. Can't wait to have it on my next MacBook, and I would love to see it come to more and more Apple devices as time goes on. Now here's where the rumors get a little bit interesting, because the next rumor indicates that the iPad Pro will ship with support for a stylus. Yes, I just said the words stylus and Apple in the same video. If you think about it this way, an included stylus would make a lot of sense, because not only would that set the iPad Pro vastly apart from any other iOS device that Apple's ever created, with the technologies of Force Touch, an artist could potentially have a huge 12.9-inch canvas to draw on, and you could use Force Touch for lighter or darker shades. In that aspect, it would make a lot of sense. It just seems crazy to think that Apple would actually ship a stylus with one of their products. I guess only time will tell on that one. Moving on, the iPad Pro is also said to ship with dual stereo speakers. Finally, Apple has realized that having one speaker, or I guess on the iPad Air 2, two speakers on one side of the device isn't enough. You don't get stereo sound. The iPad Pro is finally going to have two speakers on the top and two speakers on the bottom of the device, so you will actually be able to get some nice quality sound out of an iOS device. Now, I'm not saying that audio on the iPhone 6 and even the iPad Air 2 for that matter is bad. It's not really that bad. It's just that stereo speakers will be a massive upgrade with the iPad Pro. Moving on to internal storage space inside of the iPad Pro, finally my dream has come true. A brand new rumor indicates that the base storage variant for the iPad Pro will indeed be 64 gigabytes. I made a video about running out of storage space on my iPhone a couple weeks ago. Many of you out there said that you experienced the exact same thing. 64 gigabytes should be the golden standard on any iOS device out there. Why it's not in the iPhone is a story for another day, but let's just say that if the iPad Pro includes 64 gigabytes of base storage space, I will be extremely happy. And finally, the iPad Pro is said to ship with iOS 9.1, which is an upcoming software update to iOS 9 that we'll be talking about in a separate video at some point in the future. For more content on the iPad Pro and everything related to Apple, make sure you subscribe to my channel down below in case you haven't already, and if you enjoyed watching this video, feel free to drop a like. This has been Sam with iUpdateOS. Hope you guys had a great day, and I will talk to you in the next one.